Hey everyone, welcome back to Painted Studio. I'm Maury Curtis Dunbar, your creative mess maker du jour. I am back here. We're working on our little house again. And I did put some foil adhesive on. I know that some of you will be heartbroken that they don't see every step of the foil application process. That's okay. You're going to see me apply more foil adhesive in this video. I just needed to get some setting up for an hour before I came back to you. We had the pleasure of having one of our regular customers who's from Montana come visit me here in the studio today. I was so excited. Her daughter goes to school here. Speaking of the devil, Dana, nice to see you. And it was so exciting to have somebody come by. I mean, I was like so honored. I think I confused myself. I started talking and like I didn't even make sensible sentence. Boy, you know what? This is the second video today, and I still can't get my words pulled together. So I couldn't pull a sentence together when she came in, but I was thrilled to see her here. Hey, Ethel, nice to see you. Jenny, nice to see you here. All right, so I'm going to flip the camera down. I don't need to babble too long. We're going to go forward with our little cottage here. So as you saw before on our past one, the one that we did Ramsey's roses in silver all around the edges here. Well, we're going to do a little different because I already have some cut. We're going to use our Koi cheetah foil. And just remember, foil has a pretty side, which is the side that shows you the pattern, and then it has a not pretty side. And it's always the not pretty side that goes down to the adhesive. So I'm going to take this and I can rub it with my finger or I can brush it on. And what we've applied to the surfaces that you'll see for those who are not familiar with it, we are using Artsyville foil adhesive. This is my studio jar. That's why it's written on there with my hand, not a proper label. Because I have pour-off jars so that I can work with smaller amounts instead of a giant gallon container. So they get relabeled so I don't, try to top coat something with it. Let's peel this back. Oh, beautiful release with that. And then we're going to come across here. Give it a little scrub. I think I'm going to see if I can flip my light over this way a little bit better. My studio light just likes to it's on a swing arm too, and it tends to like to just wander back. The thing doesn't like to stay in position. It likes to just wander back on itself, and all of a sudden I have no light. All right, we're going to do this because we did the window frames as well, down to the area where there would be snow. Again, you can see I'm just rubbing this with my fingers. The heat and the friction on small things is often enough, but if it's not, then I use a hard toothbrush from the dollar store. Okay, I think I missed a little right there. There we go. Just make sure we got every last bit of that. Yep. And then we're going to get the sides here. I forgot to put foil adhesive there. See, that's what happens to me every time. There will always be a spot that I forget. Oh, well, I guess you get to watch me put foil adhesive on that spot, and I'll come back and do it later. Oh, no. Like that's never happened to me before. And see, I can see I missed a spot here, too. Fortunately, this is very forgiving. Let's get the door here. Let's see how much of this I forgot. I think I might have actually remembered to foil the... Yay! I remembered the whole thing. Okay, so if nothing else, you can see clearly this is where the foil is. This is what it looks like without it. I missed a little bit right over here. I missed this spot, and we also have to foil some other thing, put adhesive on other spots. And okay, so you get to watch me do that. Let's see. Hey, Kay, nice to see you. Let's zoom in just a little, so maybe you can see my hands a little better. We're gonna take a very small art brush again. The reason my jar is on the side is that it's almost empty, so I can just let it, it's very thick too because it's an older jar. So I just like to let it sit right there. And it doesn't spill out because there's not enough product in there. It makes it really easy for me to dip back into. All right, so I touch those spots up. We're gonna do the trees. And I promise I swear I will remember to do that side. So I'm just coming in here, and again, since our foil adhesive doesn't level, I'm very specifically brushing this to kind of have a tree-like effect of the spruce tree. You know, it has lots of little, they're not leaves, I don't know what to call them. Little branches with spines on them. Thank you. That's the best I'm coming up with today. I swear, it's like I go home and take 2 days off and I forget 90% of my vocabulary. Okay, I'm gonna do a wreath as well. The reason I'm swirling this is it allows me to cover a lot of areas, gives it a little tiny bit of texture. Since I already know this won't level, I might as well embrace the texture and use it to help create the textured look of a wreath. So I kind of swirl it on and then come back and pat it in. And it gives it a little bit of a dimpled texture that will mimic, vaguely, but it will mimic the texture of a wreath. Get in here and make sure our bow has plenty of adhesive on it too. So once the foil adhesive is completely applied, I have to set this aside and let it dry for a good hour or until it turns clear, whichever takes longer. Frankly, the longer you leave this foil adhesive to cure, the better. You want a good, hard, firm tack out of it. If you apply it too soon, or I'm sorry, if you try to apply foil using it too soon and it's still gummy, not only will the foil not apply correctly, you're likely to have everything stick to the film that the foil's mounted on and rip it all up, all the way down to the paint. Yeah, ask me how I know. You guys have seen me do it on camera because I push things too much. So yeah, it definitely does that. It's not a good thing when that happens. All right, so let's get up here. So we're coming to the end of October. I can't believe that. It's already, what, the 20th? Jeez. It feels like I just got started with October and it's whizzing by. But soon, a lot sooner than I'm ready for, 2 months away from Christmas. So a lot of people, because you see me making these fun things, if I don't sell them, a lot of people are getting some very interesting foiled gifts for Christmas this year. All right, so I've got to turn it around so that I'm not putting my hands in any sticky foil, so I can do my little ornaments. Now, I don't know if you all saw me do this last time. I don't have any memory, but I like to put the adhesive, because it doesn't level, I like to be generous with it on these little bulbs, because then it creates a slightly domed texture over it, so that when I release the foil, you get just a little extra dimension with it. So I put on thicker foil adhesive than is technically necessary. I use the texture that it builds up to create with. Somebody told me the other day I should do a local crafting TV show. I said that would be a bad idea. They'd need to have a beep button ready, because when things don't go right, I swear, and some of you guys have heard it, somehow I'll have more FCC fines than I would completed projects. I like how this is coming out. This is going to be so cute. Yeah, that's coming out really nicely. Just a reminder, the Artsyville foil adhesive is not exterior rated, and neither are the foils. Now, I have done experiments on how things hold up outside, and they definitely hold up better if you have an exterior rated top coat that has UV protectant in it. Faux Effects makes those, but they are special order. I know some other companies make them automatically with their UV protectant. If you're wondering what I'm doing, sometimes I just need a little tiny touch of product and it's gotten itself all the way up to the back end, towards the ferrule of the brush. So instead of wiping it off on some other surface, I just wipe it off on my finger and then dip the tip back in. And then I can offload that little bit in the 1 or 2 spots that it needed to be without dipping back into the container. I do a lot of that a lot. I've always been one of those people that I've offloaded paint on the back. I used to do a lot of mural work, and I'd come home and I could literally peel all the paint off of my hand like that, because that's what I've always done. And I used to do it on shirts and other fun things too that always had brush marks on it. My mother used to, when she was still with us, used to see me coming home from a job and like, oh gosh, can't you just not do that? I'm like, no, it's like, I can't. It's like me stopping breathing. Hey, Pat, nice to see you. Dana, nice to see you too. Gosh, everybody is popping in. I'm loving this. Glennis, thank you. Mary. And I'm scrolling back just to check and see if anybody had questions I missed. Okay, I think that's it. All right, we're going to let this cure up for a good hour, and I will probably actually come back and finish this with you all tomorrow, because this is my second live today, and we are getting towards the end of the day. It's 3:30 now. Although, if I get really productive and I get all my other work done, I'll be back finishing this with you today. All right, everybody, I'll talk to you soon. Have a good evening.